we also ask a secret question. I want to kind of pivot to your film a little bit here with the secret question. So, what is the secret to inspiring faith through film? And your new movie is called Finding Faith. So, how appropriate is that? But what is the secret to inspiring faith through film?
Well, the secret to finding faith through film. The secret to finding faith through film.
Or
So,
let's go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say maybe even how to. I think the way I should ask that is the way to bring out inspiration, like to inspire through film.
Okay. Well, to me, I think that having the way to connect with people on a human level across all spectrums, not just in film, I mean, not just in the church, but outside the church. I just think having a realistic message of the human experience and the power of God and letting people know that they can pick themselves back up when they fall down. And to me, that's how you can, that's how we were able to connect with so many people without necessarily, because allowing people to be able to see themselves in someone else without necessarily having a judgmental standpoint to it, but knowing that the power of God is for everybody.
That's
It's for
right.
everybody. You meet people where they at. You meet people where they at because it's funny because I was telling people because this film was traveling the nation, and we was doing a lot of individual screenings. And we were in Columbus, Ohio, at this IMAX theater. IMAX theater, and it was like about over 1,400 people there, right? Four different IMAX theaters sold out. And I was just telling people, we did a Q&A, and I was telling church people, I said, now, when you have all these people, because it was people as young as 17 all the way to 80 there, where walkers were coming in. And I was telling people, I said, when you have these people that ain't in the church, that they may see this movie and be like, man, I want to go to church. I want to turn my life around to God. Just make sure when they come in, you don't push them out
Mm,
with your old ways of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that's the tricky thing because people are constantly evolving. You know what I'm saying? People are constantly evolving themselves. And when you see somebody come in with piercings all over their body or somebody come in with their pants hanging down to the floor, they not where you at. You know what I'm saying? Remember, they just turning their life around. And so you have to like meet people where they at and love them where they at. You love them so much that you let them see Christ in you, where they got to keep growing themselves because where they are right now ain't where they're going to be a year from now or 6 months from
yeah, I love everything that you just said, man. Because too often, the church is treated like a country club. Like, if you're not a certain way, why are you here?
now. Hmm.
And we're all sinners.
Hmm.
We just might be a little longer in the journey than some others, right? And it doesn't. I'm not saying as far as age. People come to God at different ages, right? They could come when they're real young, and you know, for instance, for me, I was 8 years old when I got saved, but that
Hmm.
doesn't mean that I did not turn away from God during some of my adolescent years, right, and not as be obedient as I needed to be. So, but there were still people that came alongside me during that, even those years, that showed me the light of God, right? Like
Hmm.
and and I would not be who I am today, right? And we're let's go back to what you originally said, love, right? It's about love, love people into the kingdom. Don't so many people have church hurt from people kind of pushing them away. How can we say we're Christians and push people away from God by saying, we don't want to be around you because of your sin, right?
Hmm.
So you love them through that.
And that's what and I think that me personally, I seen a lot of that. I experienced a lot of that, and it took me as I get older, having kids, and then you want to teach them all the good aspects. It's like what part of your childhood or your parents that you want to give to your kids. I grew up, with my, I didn't grow up with my father. I love my father, but I find that as I got older, I take away all the great attributes that I loved about my father, and those are what I show to my kids. That just it make you appreciate every aspect of just everything from growing up, but you pass on all the great things that you remember because that's what you hang on to. You should anyway. Like at least for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
you hang on to it and you pass those on to your kids.
Yeah. And I think just to reference your father and just us as people, like we all have something to give, right? We all have a way to make an impact. And there were some traits that you mentioned that you picked up from your father that impacted your life. So you're now passing those on, right? And again,
Hmm.
we're not, if we were perfect, we'd be Jesus, right? But we're not perfect. So we need to accept each other, everyone as. Thanks for checking out the Profitable Christian Business Podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and share.